Hello there, I'm Jay Broster, Ag Area Sales Manager for Lister Wilder. Today I'm going to give you a brief walk around of Kubota's latest in large agricultural tractors, the M7. So a quick run through of the spec of this machine then. So we get front linkage and PTO, we also have front suspension and cab suspension. Cab suspension is on air. We got a full LED lighting package which is extremely bright, really good for those late conditions. We also get the headlight swap, so if you have a large implement on the front you can swap to the headlights on the cab pillar there. We also get power beyond on this machine. Front tyres, we have Michelin 540s. And then the rear tyres then are a 650. So what is this particular model then? Well, this is the M7 Premium KVT. So this is a very high spec tractor with the continually variable transmission. This particular model is 170 horsepower with a slight boost for PTO and transport work. So I guess we'll start with the power plant then. This is Kubota's new Stage 5 engine which meets current emission standards. It is a 6.1 litre 4-cylinder which produces a whopping 170 horsepower with 711 newton meters of torque. That brings us nicely onto the transmission then, which is a ZF CVT or KVT in Kubota language. The fully automatic engine transmission system ensures perfectly matched driving speeds with low fuel consumption, and in turn with the droop settings on the screen you can slightly fine tune it for ever changing conditions. From the transmission then we move on to the hydraulics, which is a CCLS system or closed centre load sensing. We have a 110 litre per minute pump. We get 4 electric spools as standard which are all programmable from the screen. We'll talk about that more later when we're inside the cab. We get a 4-speed PTO option, and we also have best in class rear lift capacity of 9.4 tonne. Lastly then, but by no means least, that brings us to the cab, which is quite roomy, very quiet and has exceptional visibility all round. On my right hand side then we have our 12-inch screen which we'll run through shortly, and our armrest with all your buttons that you need for day-to-day use, spool valves, transmission controls, PTO, everything that you need in a day-to-day operation. Over on my right hand side then we have 4-speed PTO selection, and new to the 3rd generation M7 is the multi-speed steering. The higher you have the steering setting, which means less input from the wheel for more lock, which is good for tight headland turns. Also new to the 3rd generation M7 is climate control. So then a quick run through the screen and all the options available and things you can program and change. We have our tiles across the bottom there, and when we click one we can then put it into any box that we want. Usually if I want to change something I will stick it into the middle box there. So the first tab we've just done is the hitch, and we can do all our height adjustments, draft, the rear sort of shockless ride. All our settings are there for the hitch. PTO, we can have it so we have the PTO cut out when the arms are lifted. Next one along, spools. So we have all our programmable spools, flow rates, priorities. We can all change that from the screen here. Just click what you want to change, up and down, priority, timers, all sorts. Next one along, the transmission and engine controls. As I spoke about earlier, we have the droop setting here which we can adjust. Next tab along we have 4-wheel drive and suspension settings, diff lock, all along the side there. We can turn them on as we want. Front suspension, all those settings there. And then the next one along is the headland turn recording and sequence. And then the next one along is our instrument settings and trip data. And then along the top, isobus, you can have a camera fitted if needed. We then have the geospread terminal, settings, calculator, GPS if fitted, and then our action maintenance page. Well, thanks for watching the M7 KVT walk around. If you would like to know more or arrange a demonstration, please see your local Ag area sales manager. Our Ag depots are Ashford, Reading and Cirencester. See you next time for another machinery walk around.